This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building a cool-looking and professional website. You have probably heard of Italy's lakeside towns. Think luxurious villas, exclusive views, and five-star restaurants. Our visit today is in that spirit.
One of the most unique risottos that I've ever tried.
We're in Castiglione del Lago to have a private lunch in its most gourmet restaurant before touring a luxury home for sale.
So this is what's called the Sala di Rappresentanza.
A 16th century palazzo that's straight out of a storybook. Andiamo.
Non lo scorderò mai. Io ho bisogno di lui.
So we matched the model of today with Lake Trasimeno. What's this model in particular?
This is an Alfa Romeo Spider. At the beginning, the name was Duetto, but Duetto was also a name of an ice cream, and the company of the ice cream said to Alfa Romeo that cannot use the same name for the car, but exactly is an Alfa Romeo Spider 1.3 cc engine.
1975. Nice, beautiful. The engine has a nice sound to it.
Yeah, this is great. Really elastic engine to drive, so you don't need to shift the key a lot of times. Just shift and enjoy really the drive. I'm Christian. I'm the owner and founder of Slow Hills, and we have the largest fleet of vintage car to rent of Tuscany and Umbria.
Just pulled into the main square, the main piazza of Castiglione del Lago. Great car, great ride. We're gonna head now to the restaurant before viewing the home. Castiglione del Lago. Around 15,000 people call this lakeside gem home, perched on a strategic promontory overlooking Lake Trasimeno. If you've been following me, you know I've explored it in past episodes. Something about the lake, the medieval walls, the rhythm of daily life, it just gets me every time. The historic center is an absolute delight. Picturesque with shops, restaurants, beautiful architecture to admire. But today, I have a special appointment in the most historically interesting restaurant in town.
Our spot for lunch, Osteria Nova in the heart of Castiglione del Lago. It's part of a palazzo d'epoca, so a historical palazzo, which is gorgeous, that we're gonna go and view. It's a tasting menu, various courses, and there's a beautiful panoramic garden right over the lake.
This restaurant has been getting rave reviews since 2024, since head chef Enrico started his new gourmet project. It's the town's hottest fine dining experience, and so naturally, I'm gonna put it to the test. Osteria Nova is within Palazzo Pontini Nicchiarelli, a noble palace with medieval origins, but whose neoclassical style dates back to the Napoleonic occupation of Umbria. This gorgeous noble residence is considered one of Castiglione del Lago's most important palazzi. Filled with art, paintings, and noteworthy architecture, it has been frequented by influential figures throughout the centuries. Its crown jewel is, without a doubt, the panoramic garden.
I guess this is the garden of this decent restaurant. They do events, apparently. I can see why. It's a good-looking locale, a good-looking venue. Here you have a pavilion. It's a nice little tower with a view, but that's a different property. That'd be cool living in that house, huh? We have a chill-out area, because you'd want to see this view.
You know how beautiful towns like Castiglione del Lago inspire the imagination, or how a gorgeous plate of food whets the appetite.
Well, this is what Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video, does for your website. It's literally so easy to use that you can create a website faster than I could tour a palazzo for sale. Firstly, the design intelligence is like having your own personal interior designer, but for your web page. It combines Squarespace's design expertise with AI to create a site which is tailor-made for you. Then there's Squarespace Payments, which is an absolute game changer. It is easy to set up so that you can start taking orders right off the bat. And its SEO tools optimize your site's performance, helping you get seen by your ideal audience and rise to the top of search results like a cinematic drone shot. So go check it out at squarespace.com/JustDreamItaly for a free trial and use my code JustDreamItaly to get 10% off the first purchase of your website or domain.
So an interesting aspect of this restaurant is that it has a wide selection of mineral waters from various different countries. Italian water, Norwegian water, Portuguese water, Spanish water, South American water, and water from Castiglione del Lago. Not from the lake, but good mineral water locally found. Finnish water with a crocodile cup. For a wine, we opted for 2020 Chianti Classico from Querciabella Winery, about an hour away from here. So we'll try out this wine. You can see it's a very unique chalice that we have here. Well, it's very important to let the air interact with the wine before trying it out. Buono. This is a bouquet of grissini. So these are obviously the bases of the plates. This is a cone with duck liver. This is with a mayonnaise of acciuga, which is anchovy. And then we have a macaron with blueberry. And we'll start off with the cone. It's like a salty liver ice cream. Acciuga, the anchovy. It's like a little fried donut with anchovy. And then last up, the macaron. Next, the kitchen brought out what for me was the most surprising dish of the menu. The server explained that it was a chianina beef tartare with grated dry porcini mushrooms, stracciatella and robiola cheeses, house-made mayonnaise with a hazelnut cream, purple sweet potato chips, pickled tropea onions. This was a colorful and complex symphony of flavors, which I really enjoyed. So you can taste the smoky flavor under that cover, under the glass cover. Really unique, complex combination of tastes on this plate. To complement the earthy flavors of the first dish, the second entree was from the sea. My kryptonite. Seared octopus, cooked to perfection with purple sweet potato puree and a sea algae chip. So this is a dish of risotto which combines the land and the sea. It's risotto cooked with mussels, broccoli. This is a broccoli puree from the Trasimeno area, shrimp, and porcini mushrooms. I still have to process what I'm eating. So you can taste the porcini mushrooms, you can taste the mussels. It's not very strong. If you get a bit of the shrimp in there, it's a perfect complement, strange as it sounds, to the mushrooms. Wow. I think this is one of the most unique risottos that I've ever tried. So let's try this plate. Duck with layered potatoes. Looks very good. And see, duck is a dark meat, even though it's poultry. You get a lot more flavor than you would get with chicken. Good. Very, very good.
This is a beautiful dish, a variety of little sweets typical of the restaurant.
These were semifreddi of chocolate, mascarpone, mango, and raspberry. And to cap it off, the house offered a glass of their finest cognac.
Guys, incredible. Osteria Nova, Castiglione del Lago, 5 stars, excellent. Try the full courses that they have available on the menu. I'm gonna finish up the cognac and we're gonna go to their home for sale. Okay, so we're coming out of the restaurant now and going to visit the dream home for sale. The good thing is we're right next door to the restaurant, so we're the neighbors of the restaurant. We're in the historical heart of Castiglione del Lago. Still, this is the main street, let's call it the Corso, Vittorio Emanuele, the first king of Italy. There are no more kings in Italy, but the home that we're going to see, let's call it a royal home. Something very beautiful, something that is storybook not only for the inside of the home, but also for the exclusive garden with views over the lake. And this is the home right here. This is the home. 3 floors out of a fable. Ground floor, first floor, second floor. It's a palazzo from the 1600s, and you'll see the characteristics are something out of the history books. We have a gorgeous, gorgeous garden. We're gonna start with that before making our way up. So this is the main entrance from the street. Beautiful arched hallway from the epoch with storage spaces on either side. Asking price, trattativa riservata, meaning it's a private negotiation. Email in if you're interested in knowing the price. We're going to the beautiful garden out back now. So this is the back exit onto the garden. This is the back facade. Beautiful 2 stairs coming from those rooms to exit out here. But let's go into the garden now because it's scenic to say the least. First of all, it's around 400 square meters and it has something that you don't get every day. Firstly, beautiful little fountain here right in the middle of it. We have different little citrus trees as well. You can see the gardening is done very well, kept very well, well maintained. But what we have here is, I believe, the highlight, Lake Trasimeno.
In addition to being able to enter inside the tower where there is useful space, you can obviously also walk up it, right? So you can take advantage of this beautiful vantage point overlooking Lake Trasimeno. So this is, let's say, the jewel on the crown of this garden. Beautiful views, not only of Lake Trasimeno, but the surrounding city landscape. Lake Trasimeno is the 4th biggest lake in Italy and the biggest of central Italy. We will head now inside to tour the first floor of the property. As we saw downstairs, there are rooms for storage space, primarily with, of course, that entrance coming in from the Corso, from the town. And this first level, the Piano Nobile, starts here. For this tour, I've added the floor plans of the home so you can easily track where we are.
So this is what's called the Sala di Rappresentanza, the main receiving room of this noble home. The home is from the 1700s, although this room was actually painted around the turn of the century. Most likely there are paintings under what we see here today, but it is a striking room. You enter into it and you can see you're surrounded by a noble history.
So a sala di rappresentanza in Italian is what you call the main entertaining room of a noble home, right? So you're a noble family, you want to show the culture that you have. And so in receiving guests into your manor, into your apartment, you would bring them in here. You have a piano for entertainment, and you have these beautiful turn-of-the-century paintings with bucolic images setting the atmosphere. Moving into the next space provides a nice contrast to the difference in style.
So this is now one of the main living spaces. The floors are now parquet. You can see the ceiling beams are revealed as opposed to the other room which were painted over. Very typically Tuscan. You can see these are beams from 400 years ago.
This space also has a fireplace which can be opened up and used, providing a nice bit of atmosphere and warmth to the area. Speaking of warmth and the systems of the property, the heating system is modern. There's air conditioning as well, along with the electricity. The windows are dual paned. And so this is an old home, but it's an old home that is being lived in, right? And so everything has been modernized, and it's a home that you can move into and live in immediately without really having to do anything in particular to make it comfortable.
So this is now the inner living room on this floor. Still plenty of light coming in from either side, so it's not closed off entirely. There's also a door there which leads outside.
This home has a very unique atmosphere. When walking through it, you're struck by the combination of the old and the new, and it's really a pleasant space to be in.
So this is what I would define as the den, fireplace, billiards table, a lot of light being let in. This is probably a later addition to the original structure of the home. Really cozy area.
I have to admit, despite the breathtaking qualities of the other rooms, I really fell in love with the atmosphere of this room. Cozy with a couch around a monumental fireplace, and you can really tell by the lighting and the colors of this fall evening in which we recorded this video just how cozy and how magical that area is. Coming back out, turning the corner, we'll walk through the inner living room, and that brings us into this other very special space.
So this is the inner dining room. Obviously, lots of light here because we have the door looking right over the balcony of that garden. This is a great view. We do have overcast now at the moment, but whole view of the lake here. Feel like the king of the lake.
So this is one of the staircases and balconies going down into the garden. If we make our way back through this gorgeous dining room to the other end of the home, we'll see the other room that has the equivalent staircase. And that is the kitchen. So this is the kitchen area. It's a modern kitchen with all of the appliances that you would have in a modern kitchen. It's not the biggest of areas, but in old Italian homes, they normally aren't. But the ceilings are the old Tuscan ceilings, the old Umbrian ceilings in this case. And we have that door going down the staircase directly into the garden as mentioned. So this is the first floor. We're now going to head up the stairs to see what we have on the second floor. So on the way up, if you remember seeing the facade from the outside, we have a window right in the middle. And that's this window here, giving you a gorgeous view onto the garden. And here's the staircase going up to the second floor. As you'll notice, the second floor is just as noble as the floor below, but it is obviously in a different style, right? So we'll enter into the living room on this floor, and you'll see revealed wooden beams, beautiful parquet floors, herringbone style, and just a really cozy spot, right? The ceilings aren't as high, being on an upper level, but still beautiful antique furniture. Everything is maintained to the highest degree, and just a gorgeous, gorgeous space. This brings us into one of the bedrooms. So you'll see this is the area that has most of the bedrooms. A very modern, big, efficient air conditioning system in all of the bedrooms, we'll see, but also modern bathrooms. So each one of the bedrooms has its own specific bathroom, and this is the biggest of them all. As you can see, we're not even talking about renovations from the 70s or 80s. These are all very recent renovations. These are highly efficient energy-wise, dual pane glasses with views looking out. Now we're on the other facade of the building, right? Looking onto the street, the Corso of Castiglione del Lago. This has a really beautiful graniglia tile floor. This is a
typical graniglia of the Umbrian style here of this area. What I really love are the handles that they've included on the new windows. So they are efficient windows, but they still have this kind of turn of the century metal style to them. And this here gives us a better look onto the living room. As you can see, a fireplace there in the back with a nice stone frame looking around it. Really gorgeous. This is bedroom number 2 on this floor. I think what pops out here immediately are the ceilings, right, with those revealed trunks running across, providing support to the ceilings. And this is the bathroom for this bedroom. You would think it's an internal bathroom without lighting, but no, everything has been thought out. So we have lighting coming in from the ceiling with ventilation, despite being an inner room, right? So all is thought out perfectly. Now, I did mention at the beginning of the tour that the price is reserved. It's a private price, and that is the prerogative of the sellers, right? They can decide if they want to publish it or not. Although I would encourage you, if you are interested in this home or a home like this, to reach out, to inquire, what is the price? What are the conditions? Because I suspect that it's lower than what you think it might have been, right? So send in an email if you are interested in knowing. This is the 3rd bedroom on this floor. I think what stands out are the painted walls. You have these beautiful profiles with baby blue, yellow, a bit of red. Everything is, even though it's painted, it's new, right? So it's been renovated, it's been maintained. And from this bedroom, you have a gorgeous view onto the garden, which has a pool. The pool, we didn't show it. It's closed for the autumn, but you have a pool, a gazebo, that tower. So it's a complete leisure space out there. This is the relative bathroom to this bedroom. So another suite. We have toilet, bidet, sink, and shower. As with all of the bathrooms, these can be individual suites. And as I mentioned before, right, so this space is so big, the home is so big, around 500 square meters total, right, that it can be modified and it can be used for different purposes, whether that's for events, for a big family, whether you would live on one floor, rent out the other floor, turning it into a receptive structure of some sort. The advantage of a property like this is that it's timeless, it's historical, it just has so much character. And you're in a prime location. You're in the heart of Castiglione del Lago and with the best gourmet restaurant right next door, right? So that's what's so special about this home, and that's why it's the home we've chosen to showcase in this video. So this is the last bedroom of this floor. This is the bedroom that's currently mostly being used, right, for the residents of the home, as you can see. And so this also has a bathroom. It has that window, which we'll have another look out. This bathroom is unique because it kind of wraps around this little private corridor, which then opens up. You have this half crescent moon window in the back, letting in lots of light. We'll head back out, though, this way. As you can see, we've covered most of the main rooms in this tour. There are some little rooms, which we haven't shown, but are small, useful storage spaces, etc., especially on that ground floor that we entered into. There's also a garage, which is very useful in the center of Castiglione del Lago. And this bedroom gives you this beautiful view outside. Write to me, Marco at justdreamitaly.com if you're interested in this home or you're interested in working with a buyer's agent to find your own dream home. Comment below, what did you think of this episode? I had a blast shooting it. Thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. I invite you all to go check it out. I'm currently renovating a home in Arezzo, Tuscany and documenting the process there. Ciao, see you next time.